All right, now it's open to anyone here who's got 1 minute, an idea that they wanted to share, they need feedback on. Go ahead.
Could I use the computer's local website, or should I do it from overseas?
Sure, come up. Anyone else who, while he's coming up? Yeah.
I got an email about this club when I submitted an idea for an application for like iPhones and things like that. I feel like social responsibility is kind of a big up and coming thing, and so I had an idea for an app to essentially turn your phone into a mode when you're driving, whether that's GPS censored or like you proactively do it. But the idea is nobody's going to do that without some form of benefit. And so for teenagers or moms that are saying, turning on this I'm driving app, like, one, if you get text messages, you don't want to not respond to them, right? I mean, everybody has experienced that. Somebody doesn't text you back in 10 minutes, and you're like, what's the deal? Well, when you receive a text message and it's in this mode, I thought it would be nice to send like an automatic response. And then also you can send Twitter updates right before you turn on the mode. So I think it's kind of a nice approach to it. And then, but my business startup would be to help organizations build apps like this that would create more social responsibility to help engender into like the up and coming generation who, I guess, link how we use technology as grown-ups and responsible adults and engender that into our teenage and younger populations before it gets to the point where the government has to regulate or other, I guess, externalities that are negative happen. I don't know anything about programming. I don't know anything about the web, so I came here just for help.
Good idea. Join the community on the web startup group, and there may be some people I know that would be interested in that. Anyone else?
I'll stand. I like to stand more. It was kind of funny that you mentioned the Groupon thing. I think everyone's seeing the KSL deals and Target deals and everything pop up. For the last 5 or 6 months, I've been working on a site that's similar to Groupon, but it's instead of a win-win situation, it's a win-win-win-win. The business is going to get a lot more visibility, a lot more people coming in. The students or the population that this is projected for, the cities are going to get great deals. I'm going to win as the business owner by having this advertisement coming in. And then I also want to take a portion of that and use it for humanitarian every year. My wife and I are really big into humanitarian. My question is, the way the scale would work, instead of Groupon, how you get a minimum amount of people that buy, and if you hit that, everyone gets that deal. Instead, what I'm looking at is everybody gets the deal, but the more people that buy, the more the deal drops in price. Is that something that you guys, if you saw a killer deal and you purchased it and you wanted to get your friends in to buy it so that the price dropped for everybody, is that something that you would do? Just raise of hands, I would, every once in a while if you saw a good deal and you knew that the price could drop even more if you got your friends or other people to buy, is that something you would do?
What kind of products?
So that's the other part. There's the main deal, and then the side deal I want to be focused more on entrepreneurs, especially in the Provo area, that want to get their products out. So the side deal won't get as much visibility, but it'll definitely get visibility for other groups like me. And the main deal would be anything. Right now I'm basing it more for college towns, so BYU and Provo especially, date ideas, rock climbing, bike rentals, you've got the pedicures, the tanning, that kind of thing.
So it gets cheaper every time somebody buys it?
So let's say for the first 50, the price is, say, 75% of the normal retail price. If 100 people get it, it drops another 10 bucks, and if 250 people get it, it drops like 30 bucks. That's, that's worked out between me and the business. Does that make sense?
Cool. So I was hoping to get some feedback from you guys. This idea I'm working on with another student in Dr. Richard's class, so I know he's heard this. Have any of you heard of couchsurfing.com? You get on, couch surf, whatever. It's really cool. I did that across Europe. So if any of you have ever seen this, there's the next step, which is called Airbnb, which is basically where you can get on here and like rent your house out. So if you're going to Boston, you can come on here, rent a place, kind of the same concept. So our idea is we'd like to build the same kind of market for parking spaces. So you get on, you're looking for a place to park downtown, or you're a commuter, you want something, or you live somewhere nice and you've got an extra garage but you can rent out. My question is, for all you people that are good at web stuff, is where would you go to find somebody who can make something like like this. So you need user-generated content. You need people, financial transactions going both ways. Where would we go?
I actually spent a lot of time looking at Odesk.
Odesk?
Yeah, it's kind of like a freelance organization. People can bid on making the product. You can negotiate prices. Right now I'm actually working with a group from India on mine, and I'm saving about $13,000 in my program.
Odesk.com?
Odesk.com.
Cool. Any other ideas where else we could go for this kind of design?
There's several other sites like that.
Okay, so it's that kind of thing. What about here at the school? Are there clubs of students that would want to work on this, or?
There's a group that meets once a month called Web Startup Group. It's really good fun.
That's why I came here. So that's why.
That's where I've met my best
But are there students? Do some of you design these kinds of things, or?
Definitely.
Yeah. So pick students from here.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's some companies locally too that will build prototypes and stuff for equity. That I know a few. So.
Protova just did one for Meal Drop. That worked out pretty well.
What's it called? Protova?
Protova. E-R-O-T-O-V-E.
Come grab me afterwards. I know these guys.
Okay. Cool.
You could also take 4 or 6 months and learn the program yourself.
Yeah. No, thanks.
It's actually totally doable.
It could be, but I'm not going to pay someone else to do it. But I do appreciate the idea. There's no other option. So okay, we got the local companies, students here, and as well as like Odesk. So thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, you can post your name. Did you say your name? Because this is filmed live, so.
I'm Colton Hicks. If you'd like to invest in my company, call me at 208-521-8653.
These guys too.
Yeah.
We're John Finley.
I know Paul.
Crossies.com. These guys, did you get your name on?
I didn't. My name is Matthew Birdsall, and I just talked about the socially responsible apps.
I'm Brian Graff. My number is 801-810-WORK, W-O-R-K.
Okay. Any other ideas? Right here.
Okay, so like when you're trying to go to campus, like you don't know if there's gonna be a parking space or not, right? So I had an idea, like it's just
There's usually not.
Yeah, there's usually not.
Like 8:30.
So I was thinking of an app for a phone you could use for universities, but for really anywhere. Basically, it tracks through live satellite images whether or not there's a parking space available, and basically it records whether or not there's one there. So there'd be a system that would measure each space, and if there's a thing there or a car there, basically it would record it. So you go on your phone, and you're at BYU. You're looking at the JKB parking lot, and it would show a live image that says that there's 2 spots available, and so you know when that's going to be ready. I don't know, is that possible to do that?
Do you have access to satellite data that's
what
dynamic? Because typically they don't publish it that dynamic. Maybe
That's what I was
the
wondering.
NSA has it and other people do.
If not, is there a way to like measure a parking space that would be economically profitable for places? I don't even know if it's possible.
Usually what they'll do, they'll have a strip on the floor. They don't get here, but it'll track the number of cars that come in and out, and just like keep a track on the total that's in any one time. It's usually 2 strips, and it measures them coming in and out.
So are those expensive to put in? Or?
They're probably cheaper than getting satellite images.
Well, I didn't know it was just an idea. So.
You could also set up, you can actually find like little solar powered live streaming units that will hook up to cellular networks, and you can find cheap like webcams basically. They use them all the time for construction sites and like UDOT traffic and stuff like that. You could set up a network of webcams that people could just log in and click on whatever location they're looking at, and you've got a webcam of a parking lot that shows all the stalls. It's just like going to UDOT and looking to see how the traffic is flowing or something like that. That's probably going to be a lot cheaper than getting satellite data as well, is just to set up a network of webcams that stream. And you don't have to stream at very high data rates, right? I mean, you can do, 1 frame every 5 seconds or something like that, updates. They just want to know if there's a car there or not. There's a local company called LiveView Technologies that does a bunch of stuff like that. They do a bunch of construction site streaming. They showed like when they moved the bridge into place over in American Fork. They had that big bridge that they just did. They live streamed that, and people watched it and stuff. So that might be an option.
You might want to look into some Asian countries, because I haven't seen this in the U.S. In Asia, in a building of 20 stories, you don't get parking slot. You park in a little stall, the machine will take care of parking for you. That's how congested it could be. You don't even know where your car is parked because maybe it's stuck out somewhere in the building. So that's how shortage parking space is.
I've heard in San Francisco they actually put some sensors on the road.
Do they?
In sort of spots you can check with an iPhone app and register them.
Oh, so it does exist, there's an app?
I think they have that in San Francisco.
Okay, cool.
That's certainly a problem here.
Thanks.
Could you get your name on camera?
Okay, my name's Jake Gibbs. I just have an idea. I don't really tech experience or anything. So.
Anyone else? No one else? Okay, we'll officially close the web startup group. Thanks
I
for
have an
coming.
idea. I want to open a yogurt shop.
Because
Because last I checked, there's only like 5,000 of them popping up. Yogurt shop. What do you guys think? A good idea?
I won't go because I'm committed to that one place by the time I go. But I can't remember that name.
There's too much. I'm looking for investors if you want to get in on the ground floor.
If you have mix-ins of bacon, talk to me. I'll invest in that.
Bacon
yogurt.
With butter on top.
Thanks for coming, everybody. Thanks for Jack and everybody who presented. Appreciate it.